your host, Kitty.
And I'm PJ.
And we here at the boardroom, y'all. Y'all know it's time for the boardroom. It's time for the boardroom. All right, as you know, in the boardroom, we throw out the topics that we've had on the show, and we see what our friends and family have to say about it. What'd you say, PJ?
I said, let's get it going.
You say let's get it on?
Yeah.
All right, and before we start, make sure you like, subscribe, and then comment at the end and let us know what you think. Y'all ready?
Ready?
Y'all ready?
Ready.
All right, here we go.
Hey, fellas, I need y'all to have my back on this.
It's Team Kitty all day long. It's Team Kitty all day long.
Don't do them now.
All right, here we go. Topic number 1. Can men and women sleep around and still be looked at the same? Ladies, what we think?
No.
No?
No.
You say no?
Unfortunately, it's a double
They
standard.
can't. Thank you.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So why not?
Y'all look like macho. Women look like sluts or whores or whatever you want to call it. But for men, it's like another notch under your belt. Don't work
Studs,
for us.
huh?
Yeah.
No! Don't do it, ladies! Don't do it, ladies! No!
Yes, sir. Hey, I ain't me, fellas. We already won that round. We ain't even got it
No. Okay, so what I was saying was, you know, nowadays things are kind of different. We have some she-rules out there that is doing their things. They got a stable. You know what I'm saying? They doing them. You know, they got the man who fix stuff. They got the money man. They got the honey man.
They can
You know, and they doing their thing too. You know what I'm saying? Like times may be changing.
Yeah, they get miles.
With the look. They can do it. That's what I'm saying, you know. So
I'm not saying you can't do it.
Maybe the
You
perception.
can do it, but if you want to be y'all on this feminist movement, y'all can do what men. Y'all can do exactly what we do.
But
Y'all don't
But you
maybe that's the time with the titles. Women, we will have to wear titles.
But that's the
if
difference.
people are doing
But that's
that.
the difference though, because you got women, I don't know how to put it, that's in men role, I want to be men. And so there are women that's doing the same thing men are doing. So times have changed. So it is women who live in their life like men and carrying themselves like men, even though to me, they go on based off what they think a man is, not what they know a man is.
So a woman like
I
that,
agree.
are you interested in a woman like that?
She interested in me.
Huh?
He talking about a man that's living as men.
Oh, you must
They still
Actually, the question was, do women can get away with what men? But
They
even
can.
women will get, I
They
know a
can.
woman head how cut like Ray, but she don't want me. No, I can't get her.
I'm thinking like a date that woman like us. Right.
That's why I say today's time is different than back in the day, because some stuff was hidden. Now it's out in the open, so it's hard to say what a man can't do and what a woman, because it's men walking around here, not Isreal, with they have on, and they doing things that what they think a woman would do, living their life like a woman. So that question these times is different because times has changed according to relationships and me thinking I'm a man or I'm a man, but another dude may think he trans or whatever it may be. So that's why it's different now versus just saying a woman look like this. You can't say it because times are different.
So everybody can basically do what everybody wants. I do know a woman who lives their life like a man, and she have a stable like a man, and get caught like a man. The difference is she fight girls, and it's But on the subject that where they were thinking is just they're thinking of women.
Right.
No, but when you say the word women, you just can't say because I'm like
Time to change.
Time to change.
Times have changed.
Women live their life like men, so they get look like.
So they think like me.
They try to.
I guess we were thinking more like us women.
But that's not. That's what we live.
We don't live at
Today's time has changed. So
So if you look back in the day, then nobody want to see their mama have a bunch
So
of kids.
society ain't gonna look at a man and woman doing the same thing the same.
No.
It just ain't gonna happen.
it's not gonna happen. It's not because
That was the question.
if you date back in times, men and women were different. Men was raised to be hard without tears. Women was raised to be
Sensitive.
sensitive and nurturous and in the kitchen. Men was supposed to go out and work. Nowadays it takes two to do both. So with society, the way society looks at us now is
Equal.
But it's
But we're
really-
not
But we'll never be.
We'll never be equal.
We'll never be equal.
You can want to be equal all you want,
Right.
but we'll never be equal.
So
Because what men can get away with, and people look at it as him being a player or he get points for it. And a woman look at it in a different light. Like,
She looked at, cause guess what? If you know a woman body count, she got 100 on her body count.
Okay.
You gonna marry her?
no, but she can be
What?
one-on-one. That's how I roll.
That's real talk. That's real talk.
I tell women
That's
all
real
the
talk
time,
though.
what
She gonna
y'all-
be
She'll be
one-on-one.
one-on-one.
But she ain't
But
finna she ain't gonna be.
she can't
You're gonna be the one.
She can't go, no, she won't be the other one, but she can be one-on-one.
Yeah. But see, a woman accept a man with 100 on his
All day.
hip,
Women
no
do it all
problem.
the time.
All the time.
All the time. That's what I'm saying.
So y'all accept-
But it's just like you said, a double standard at the end of the day. It's always gonna be a double standard.
So it's safe to say that y'all can't do what we
We
do.
can't.
And we look at it as the same.
you can do it.
No, we
You
can
just-
do it,
you just
it's just the
I said
difference.
we look
The
at it.
thing is,
Right.
you
That's what I'm
can
saying.
do it, but you gotta
Right, I can
be
do
willing to
whatever.
accept
Yeah.
how people gonna look at you.
You gotta
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if
But
on the
people say
flip
they
side
don't
of that,
care.
as a woman,
They
it's
lie.
like I guess in essence, do we get the short end of the stick?
Absolutely, because the
Oh.
man isn't doing the body counts by himself.
Right.
There is a woman there with him.
Absolutely.
So as his
So
body
that's
count is going up, so
Her-
hers is going up too. Like everybody's
But her
out.
value going down like that car you put on there.
That's why it's thinking like that though.
You know what I'm saying?
She appreciate.
But why is that? But why is that?
Appreciate.
I'm just saying, I don't care about.
But why is that?
Exactly.
Well,
Why is that?
And that goes
Hey,
back
hey,
from out of like teenage years for the boys. It's like, ooh, I did. We can't do that. We just, I mean, we can, but
Y'all can do, yeah, you know.
just know we
y'all
don't
can
have to
do it.
live with the title that comes with being that.
Just sit here, think about it. It depends on your level of success too.
Yeah, I was about to
Because you
say.
got some people out there that got popular, got famous off a sex tape, and every football, basketball player still trying to get with them.
Yeah,
Because of the fans.
they've been ran through.
Because of the
Right. But because of their status.
Because of their status.
That's it.
A dude like one of us just living average Joe, not in the NBA, we look into, I'm looking for quality. These guys looking for somebody, if he have,
I'm
now I give, now my stock won't raise.
Yes.
And then but if you like on ground level average dude, you like, if he had her, I don't want him. Cause I don't see no value. But I guess
Absolutely.
if like for example, let's use Halle Berry as an example. Halle Berry don't marry a lot of famous dudes, but the dudes knowing, David Justice have it. But then the little singer dude, Eric Bernat.
But not.
Eric Bernat. Now he married, and most people like if we know somebody like that, like Joe dates somebody I know. I'm not messing with Joe. That's how we but they looking at it.
That's somebody you know.
But they looking at it, it's a benefit because I'm dating Halle Berry gonna make money.
And now my status gonna boost up.
So that's
because
music
I'm gonna
for
come
Yeah,
known
so
because
it's
of
certain
this
women,
person.
depending on your success, you're able to get away with it.
Yes.
But
Absolutely.
if you just average Joe in the street, you ain't making my stock right.
But on the flip, just like that, even that, I won't say the average Joe, I say the guy that's made the money or that's well off. There's some women out there that you bring around, this is my boo, and then she leave you, the friend try to jump in because that's what
Some people do.
that's what some people do.
Okay,
Some
so
people
in
do.
the area of stock, we gonna fast forward to the next week's segment. Does size matter? From a male and a female
I ain't never
perspective.
had that problem, so I'm not. I'm sorry. I ain't really.
Does size matter?
Yes.
Does size matter?
Yes.
Ladies,
Yes.
yes it does.
It does.
Amen.
Okay,
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you,
so,
Jesus.
with that being
I
said,
don't know about that. I ain't got nothing to say
With that being
about
said,
we not talking. Okay, we're talking
talking
from
about
we're
shit.
talking from a man's standpoint. Does size matter to women? But when it comes to men, you best believe the size of a woman's ocean matters to y'all too. Because
Oh, yeah.
if she too big,
Right.
it ain't pleasurable.
All right. Ain't no grip. Ain't no grip.
So that's
I'm
size.
tired of holding this on. I mean, cool man, dog.
But size, does size matter? That is an open question for us all.
Hey, we
Does
should
size
have
matter when it comes to sexual compatibility? Does size matter to us all?
Moisture.
It does.
I think
That's what matters, baby. If it's Sahara Desert down there, that's what matters.
If it's ocean down there, I mean, and literally wet ocean, that matters.
I cannot.
So it ain't really about sex, 'cause some people get, when they get, the juices get to flowing, it may feel like the ocean.
Yeah.
But if that thing dry, like the saltine crack, just rub it up and down.
You might gotta, you know, get a wet. I'm just saying, I don't know.
I prefer a cup of water than some sandpaper.
Oh my.
Nobody else.
Okay, but on the question,
Right.
What you say size is hard to say size
this
of women.
segment, how does it explain
So
that? How
you
does
can't say
it-
every woman's
Cause some
vagina
women,
is the
It's the
same.
same. They're not. They're not.
But that's what I'm saying. Some women can be so juicy and it may feel huge because it's so moist. But some women may feel tight, but it ain't tight. It's just that the juices ain't flowing.
The juices.
She could be a hoe. She have bodies. It's still. And then, oh girl, it's so tight. No, it ain't tight. Try.
Welcome to the boardroom, ladies and gentlemen, where we get it all out on the table. All right, so ladies, okay, so what would you say size matters when you and your girlfriends get together and y'all are talking?
so. She said, what is the minimum size length?
They got the rule in that thing. Y'all rule it.
It's
There ain't
not.
no rule.
No, it's
Lynn,
It gotta be okay.
No, she got the verse. What is
Both, the balance.
both.
right, you gotta have a
Yeah.
balance.
Yeah, definitely both.
Well, we
Definitely
obviously
both.
for men it's about the length, right?
Probably for men, it's more.
But we want to know you know.
We've got something.
Yeah.
It's not like no little
Yeah.
pencil.
Right, and don't, we don't say that.
We don't want that.
So it's 1 inch acceptable. It's 2 inches acceptable.
So what?
You don't see somebody
What? Penetration on the
Right, but what are you gonna even penetrate
So
with that?
what's the minimum? That's at least. Let's get it.
But
back.
if y'all tell me a minimum, that mean y'all have a rule out.
What's
That's
like,
what
I
I mean.
don't even know what a minimum.
Oh, now y'all. Oh, now they
I'm
shot.
gonna say, I ain't
Do
shy.
your hand like this and then. Cause everybody don't grab it when you grab it. What your hand do when you grab it?
But there are different types of penises, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
They're
Oh,
nice.
so we ain't
Go,
so we
go,
can't get
go.
no specific.
But I don't want no 4 inches, 'cause that's.
Okay, go. Break it down to us.
So
Break
you
it down
got
to us.
your nice, thick, long, then you got your hooks.
Long.
Then you-
What's long though?
Focus. Let her
I
talk.
don't know her hands small, so.
Let her talk.
And
Go ahead, sis.
If he's
Go ahead.
hanging over her
Okay, no, we're trying to educate you guys now. Now, as women,
Okay, that's what thing.
as women, no, okay, so you got your long wind, you got your hooks.
You got the men with the hooks, and then you have your uncircumcised. I don't do uncircumcised.
Ew, absolutely not.
Uh-oh.
That matters.
That matters all
I
day.
can't do that at
Yeah,
all.
period, never.
And then you have just
What's that? But you don't need no.
You right, you go point right. There you go.
What was the last one?
The last one is
If you
blessed
don't have
hard.
anything, you don't.
You know,
Right, bless is hard.
I'm lost in this
Blessed
conversation.
hard.
I like that.
If it got a blessing,
So let me ask you,
If you gotta bless your, I mean, if you gotta bless your heart,
No.
he just need to be able to get his mouth dirty.
but it's too late then.
Oh.
By then,
So what you
y'all
gonna
already.
I think, no,
Don't kill just it.
Hey, so what happened?
I'm not even gonna do that because I mean,
Because you
I'm just
might-
so nasty. Like,
you might be naked already.
But if you already.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something.
Make the best
What I
out
tell
of
everybody.
the
Situation.
Yeah, what I tell
And
people
then
about
just
men.
don't revisit.
I ain't never
But
been
don't
no dude.
revisit.
I ain't never been no dude got to the door and walked away. You got clothes off. I don't know what's wrong. You might be drunk. Whatever. You gonna post some water.
I
Keep it.
ain't never been in that
What's that
situation.
movie with Chris Rock? I think I hit my wife, and he done got all the way and looked between his lady leg and went home to his wife. You already told me, man. I got, I'm already here. I can't turn around. What I'm saying, Joenease said she get all the way to the end and see. Oh,
But
this ain't her.
and I'm saying that
Like you
because
said,
I guess
like,
it's easy for me to say that because I've never had to be in that situation. So
Okay.
it might be easier said than done because
Right.
I've never been there.
Right.
So you always pick them right, huh?
Been perfect for me.
No.
It's been perfect for me.
Hey, she got that invisible Boy,
Yes,
she
sir.
Nah, I ain't serious.
Hold on.
I've been fortunate.
Joe
I've been lucky.
walk up on me before we leave this
Grab
club.
Joe.
Let me see what you
I'm
work
No, I'm not gonna buy anybody like that, but I do be looking.
Right.
The field.
You can do the.
Know what I'm saying?
Now I have like kind of.
Yeah, you trying to
see. You know, you want to rub your booty. I'm just see. Oh, I'm
And if you
feeling
don't feel
that. Right.
I mean, the dance floor has many.
Right.
What they do, there is a thing they call grower and showers.
Oh, explain that, PJ. What
Yeah,
what
what does that mean? I never heard of that.
What does that mean?
That means a guy that he may appear little,
Yeah, but once they
when
wake
he
up,
rise to the occasion,
they wake up.
he show
But that's
show
what
out.
she was saying.
It's straight solution.
Yeah, he should.
Hello.
That's called a grower, but a shower.
But she
He
said
just-
she
he just
rubbed
look-
her
he
booty
look
on
good
her,
on
so I
display.
just wanna, and if she doesn't
Yeah.
feel anything, then it's like, well.
But how much you know? So you might be too inches on before I'm hard.
Hold on. Some people don't get turned off because you rub your boot on. You probably have to be butt.
It's not to even
You know what I'm
say, like,
saying?
if
You better
I
count me out.
My butt up against,
Cause you lick
No, what he's saying is,
Nothing there.
at that moment, I might be relaxed. Because you come rock your butt
But
on
you
me.
done already counted me out.
so what y'all think is not
No,
stuff.
it don't stay like this all the time.
it's in the front, right?
No,
Not all the
No,
time.
you said-
Or
you
between
said-
y'all legs?
I wrap under, so I don't know.
Okay, now you know what,
So
okay.
you're not gonna feel nothing on me. So you're not gonna feel nothing on me because my.
But that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I've just fell down.
So that's what I'm saying. As far
So if you going out to eye test,
ain't gonna feel
you
nothing.
may be overstepping. Look at
Because
something.
sometimes,
You're right. Okay, so what's the shower? That's the grower. So what's
The
the
show is
shower?
obvious, you know what I'm saying? Show
soon as you walk up and you can
when
see
it
it
get
sticking out of
get
the
up and inflated, it ain't gonna grow too much more.
'Cause it's
It is
already
what it
there.
is. It's pretty much where it is.
Wow, wow. Okay, so when it comes to, we've spoken a lot about the men's side, gentlemen. What about y'all with the side of the woman? Because sexual compatibility can be a problem if she's too small or too big.
Let me say this. Let me
If
say
you
this.
plopping out, then.
Let me speak this for a
maybe you should
minute,
look
from my
too
point of
big.
view. We ain't really, once we enter into her and she's giving us that act right.
No.
I'll
I'll say this. Once the physical has, both you guys are in it and it's both are feeding off of each other, we ain't feeling like no side. We finna go get that. Long as you ready.
So you've never been with a woman who, quote unquote, is considered ruined? Like, you don't feel nothing. You go
That's
in there
real
and
too.
you just,
That's a real
you just,
situation.
you don't feel nothing.
I mean,
That's what I don't understand. When, like you ever see the comedian say, my mom had that bottle in the bathroom.
Oh,
And she put the vinegar in it.
Back in the day,
And
the old
thing.
school.
So I'm believing that must work because like I say, how often do you run into some girl stuff so big that you I'm telling you, cause if I'm a girl and I'm ruining, I know that work. Every time I'm going on a date, I'm gonna take care of myself.
Hey, she mad
Put
with
that
this.
douche, and then tighten you up. That vinegar's supposed to bring it back in. And so that's what I'm saying. That's what they say. Comedians always say that. So what I'm saying. The little toe with the white. Y'all they ain't tell y'all what they were doing with that. They want to make some no turkey. They clean themselves up. And y'all got the new stuff. Some of y'all know what some is. The summer heat bottle now. That's what they call it. That's what they got. You use summer heat.
We're not supposed to use something.
I'm talking back in the day. You know the.
Yeah, but no, back in the day, yes, I have. We found out it's not good for you. Yeah.
No, it's not what I'm just saying. So I guess I haven't ran into nobody who I'm holding on to the.
We don't listen.
Trying to get out.
So when it boils down to for the man, y'all have never really experienced.
And I mean, we can feel, we can tell, we can
There's other stuff we look for, and that ain't
no,
all.
it ain't like, it ain't to the degree with y'all experience.
I'm gonna say this, like say, you know, some girls have hair, some girls don't. Now, if the girl got some never hair out there,
it's gonna hurt you.
we gonna say, yeah, but we gonna get it still, we gonna still get it.
Oh my
We gonna be like, that girl hair so bad.
It stressed me all up.
See, that's what we looking for stuff like the stuff y'all think we looking for. Like them girl had them bird wings on their eye. We ain't looking for care how your eyelashes look. We ain't looking for the stuff y'all.
Well, that flips into, I think, something totally different because it's the time that we live in now.
Right.
This day and age, not grown women, but a lot of the maybe teenagers in their 20s, even some grown women, because they want to keep up with the image that social media puts out there. I want to be this body, but everybody looks alike. Everybody got their body done.
But
everybody's body looks the exact same.
When it comes to sex, we can't really say size. When it comes to men, we're not looking at that.
Okay, so well, let's flip that then. So we here at the boardroom table, we think, you know, size obviously matters to women. So all of those phrases as it's the motion in the ocean,
that's what guys care about,
and bow and all of that kind of stuff. That started with a woman who was loving a man who was a bless his heart.
Yeah, bless his heart.
But see, that's what men look for. Motion, if you can motion.
Motion, that's what we look for.
If you into some tricks, as far as some head games, it's stuff like that that men look into, caressing, stuff like that. But as far as how big or stuff is now, we can make that work, even if it's too big. You hump long enough, results gonna happen. I tell everybody, you hump long enough, results gonna happen.
Okay. So flipping forward, okay, so you with the person, you know, the sex is compatible, all of that, whatever. So a big buzzword always is cheating. Ultimate betrayal, cheating. And for some people, it may be. But what are the other betrayals that happen in a relationship that have nothing to do with cheating? Because there's plenty of betrayals in relationships.
So nothing to do with sexual as in cheating.
Well, nothing has to do with cheating, but it could be sexual. It could be sexual because if you are a sexual person and the person that you with constantly is saying, I have a headache, I don't feel like it, I have a headache, I don't feel like it. That's a betrayal within the relationship that has nothing to do with cheating, but it's having to do with you're hurting me. You know, you're deeply hurting me, you're letting me down. Those are also betrayals.
Yeah, and not knowing how to talking to a person the wrong way.
That's
Communication is a big communication. Yes.
Communication. Never say I'm the type of person I would never say something to hurt you. If I were truly into you, I'm not gonna say it. Even if I think it, I'm not gonna say it to hurt you. But when you say something to get a reaction, intention to get a reaction, to hurt somebody, to me that is the big. I can walk out the door for that. I can get up out the bed, and you will never see me again.
So let me ask you this. So you said you went in, and like I said, definitely not say anything to like hurt somebody, but what if it's something that is really...
It's true.
It's truth. Like, so
it's the
there's a way.
The intention, there's a way to say it.
Absolutely.
It's the delivery.
That's what it is.
You can tell me anything. We can talk about anything. I don't care if I'm not giving something to you right or wrong. I'm doing something to hurt you. Tell me. But don't get into a heated discussion and say,
and then
use it as a weapon.
Right.
That's the thing. You can't use that as a weapon.
Because next thing you know, now you're shooting shots back and forth, and you ain't even got nowhere. You ain't resolved nothing.
But I'm not gonna go back and forth. I'm gonna do this and listen. Let you kill yourself.
But then that kind
I'm gonna tell you like this.
I let you kill yourself because I'm like Ray. Once you kill yourself, I'm done.
Yeah.
So like you said, you didn't cheat, but you assaulted me or dogging me out. It's gonna get to the point where you're gonna say the wrong thing and you won't see me no more.
But
I'm not gonna go back and forth.
But like he just said, tell me. But what if I've been telling you, and I've been telling you, and you ain't correcting it?
But you still don't use that as a weapon. Then you have a decision to make whether you stay or
That's
go
right.
back. You gotta make the decision.
Because if you choose to stay, you know what you're getting yourself into. A person's only gonna do what you allow them to do.
Right. And a person gonna, and when you get in a relationship, there will be change, but it also gonna be some stuff that you have to accept. Cause ain't no perfect person.
Right.
So I might get to the point where you date somebody and this little stuff that they may do, you may be able to deal with, but somebody else may not.
Right.
So once you get to the point, if you get to the point where me and Ray been cool since high school. If I keep telling Ray, didn't go out.
By the way, how long it's been?
Over 30.
Over 30. So okay. So y'all know each other.
Right.
Y'all But y'all probably done had some
disagreement. So it's stuff Ray probably don't like about me, and it's probably stuff I don't like about him.
Absolutely.
But it's nothing to say we can't be cool no more. You see what I'm saying? But now I have one friend that I had to cut him loose.
Totally loose.
Because it gets to the point where I can't tolerate that. And that's how it is in a relationship. It's certain things that you can put up with, and then there's certain things you can't tolerate, and you got to make a decision.
So what happened when you cut him loose? What happened in that relationship?
When I see him.
But yeah, what made you say, Joe, I'm done with
Oh yeah, no,
I'm done.
it comes from him. No, I ain't even really say that. When you go, I'm the type of person I try to treat everybody right. So when somebody so when somebody come to me, oh, I seen such and such, and this is what he said about you. But when he see me, he don't say that. He ain't my friend. Because if you got a problem with me, come to me. Don't go to nobody else. So when you doing that, let me just leave him alone for it be something. So when I see him, what's up, you good, we cool, and then we keep moving.
You gotta grow people, man.
Right.
And the biggest thing I think in our age group is quality over quantity. So it doesn't matter how long I've known you, if these behaviors are still repetitive and we keep having these conversations, at some point, even if it's been 20 years, if it's been 7 years, if it's been 15 or 12, however many long, the quality just isn't there anymore.
Right. Let me ask you guys this. Now, you said you've been in a relationship 20 years, like you said, y'all love each other. Y'all got love for each other, y'all love each other. If you love somebody and somebody's asking you, this is what I need out of you in this relationship, and you're not willing to provide that.
You understand what direction you're going?
Yeah, but no. That person say, I love you, I'll do anything for you. I'm hurt, whatever. They're not willing. They say that with their mouth, but with their actions. But you're telling me you love me, but you want this relationship to last. But at the same time, you're not willing to change.
You have a decision.
No, you love somebody.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you're
not willing to make a change. But I'm giving you the blueprint. I'm telling you what I want, what I need. I'm giving it to you, but you're not willing to change. So now,
what we can't change. Or let's say can't change. Because not saying that you don't want to.
No, you can't change.
No, but some people
don't want to change.
Some people been doing stuff so long that they don't even know how to stop.
I believe you can change.
Well, so let me interject on that.
I know what you're saying though.
So what if you're requiring something of someone and they're just not able to do it?
That's what I'm saying.
Like you have to delve deeper, I think, into the situation of the person.
Mentality.
So if, just take hypothetically, I grew up in a 2-parent household and then I date a dude who grew up in a broken home. I'm expecting him to love me the way I saw my parents love each other. But he wasn't afforded that. He grew up with a single mother. But I'm coming to him, baby, love me like this, love me like this. But he can't because he didn't see it.
Well, he sees
so then it's like, do you leave that person because what you're requiring of them, they just honestly cannot give?
So let me say this. I always tell people, you have to be taught to be a man. You have to be taught to be a woman. Sometimes you have to be taught how to love somebody, and if they didn't see it,
that person teach that person.
He has to be willing to accept how to do it. And as a man, it's hard to have probably his woman come and try to be open. Hey, I need you to love me like this. He's gonna give you a look if he's not willing or open to have that type of communication, a dialogue with you, because it's going to be hard to change something you only saw. I've only seen this, and then 20, 30 years later, you want me to love you like you came from a 2-parent. That's hard. That's absolutely
it's hard.
But it's hard. It's not impossible.
It's not impossible.
No, it's not.
You got to be real.
But the person asking the question,
that's what I'm saying.
The person asking the question got to be willing to be patient.
Yeah.
Because that's what messed it up. You tell it's the way you, like we said, it's the way you deliver stuff. And then if you saying, we sitting down talking, this is what I need from you, X, Y, Z. You got to be willing to be patient and give him an opportunity, because you may learn how to ride a bike in a day. It probably took me 3 years to learn how to ride a bike.
So 15, 20 years, 12 years, that's a long time.
No, I'm not.
Right, no, that's crazy. You ain't got it. Now you got a choice. At that point, you got a choice. I'm not expecting you to love me like this tomorrow.
Her time. So I'm not saying you wrong because you decide I can't do this no more. That's what happened.
Right.
But if you going to him and telling him, you got to be willing to say it's gonna take some time. Understand? That's all I'm saying. It's gonna take some time.
And I'm gonna give you that time.
How long is how long?
But most of the time, when that person can
tolerate.
It depends on the couple. It depends
Right.
on the
It
couple.
depends.
But I'm just saying though.
But most.
I ain't got to 70. You know what I'm saying? We done been together 15, 20, 30 years. Y'all been together.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Hey man.
But it becomes a thing to where most people are willing to stay if they see progress.
That's it.
You know, if they see that the biggest problem is, like I said, from in our age group, when we got with people when we were younger, you know, it's all about, oh my goodness, I see so much potential in that person. Oh, I see so much of that. But then you get in and then we get with these kids, we start with these people and we start having children, and then, you know, those things start kicking in, and then you meet their family, and then now you close with their family, and then but you miserable in the house.
But you love the family.
But you love the family.
Unhappy.
You miserable in the house,
But you love the family.
but you love your kids.
You got a decision to make.
You miserable in the house with that individual.
I lived through it, like with
You
my
know,
ex-husband, like I lived like.
I already know.
I ain't gonna be miserable in the house.
No, but I mean, so what was
Like
your
I
experience?
lived through that, like with my ex-husband, like we have been known each other since I was 14 years old. We got married, had kids, but my home life was hell. I didn't. And then not even that I even loved his family. We built a house. We had like this thing, hell at home. The few people I interacted with his family, yeah, I did. Like I loved them. So for me, it was, I had to get tired of being tired. You know what I'm saying? And that goes to what you can tolerate. And when it got to a point where I couldn't tolerate, I took my rings off and never put them back on. And I was able to walk away. But did I walk away year 1, 2, 3, 4,
Right.
5 years down the road?
Took time.
The first year was hell. But it took me years to get to that point where I was able to walk away
Right.
and knew that when I walked away, I was never looking back. And I never did.
Did you pawn the ring?
No, I gave them back to him.
I
I
tell
didn't
them
want
that.
them.
Pawn the
And that's a lot of people. A lot of people
You're
saying
real-
that to me. A
you're
lot
a real
of
one.
like I'm like I don't need that. You know what I'm saying? Like I was done. I got moved out, sold my house. I mean, I wouldn't even like know. Like in all seriousness, I literally built my house, moved in April the 1st, so I should have known it was a joke. I'm serious, and moved out of my house like in August and sold it in November. Like I was
Done.
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 You know what I'm saying? Because I hadn't been through trying to say, hey, we need to do this. Let's go to counseling. Let's do this, whatever.
Right.
But
And you know what I hear from you, and what I hear from so many people with that giving spirit, right? Because everybody at this table have that giving spirit, like for people, not just for the people you dating, but just for humanity. Is
Right.
like when givers get with takers, when they get with takers, and then we have that thing called hope in our decisions. I made this decision to choose you. I hope. I hope. And I'm talking to you, and I'm hoping you're gonna change. And I'm talking to you because we building this thing together, and everybody's looking at us, and I want it to be right, and you ain't doing right, and I'm bringing it to you, and I'm hoping.
Right.
I'm hoping and I'm praying because everybody's thinking about, okay, the Lord said we done came together, we got to be right with the Lord. One become two, two become one, you know, and all that. And we got these kids involved, we got this house, we got this life, and we keep hoping. And then hope still, and them betrayals, them little betrayals in the
Like you
house.
say,
That you're not listening to me. You know, it's not the actual cheating. It is the other stuff. It's the letting you down.
Like you go get you something to eat, but you don't bring me something to eat.
Right.
Right, like-
Or I want to,
Consideration.
you know,
Consideration.
or I'm, you know, everybody.
I got a headache, but you don't even say, hey babe, I'm gonna get your ass. You don't go get a glass of water. I had to get up and I almost pass out to get my own. You know, just stuff
You know,
like that.
and then
But as soon as that kid cried though, oh, you on it.
Or not.
You know what I'm saying?
Or not.
You know, so
You know, because
the
we
lack
know
of
people.
respect.
We know people, and you know, most of my friends are guy friends, and I have, you know, my girlfriend single, but I hear so much from my guy friends that makes me embarrassed for some of the women that's out here in the world. You know, everybody going to work, but they come home and the house nasty. You know, and the house nasty, and he a good dude. Like he go to work, he doing this. She worked too, but the womanly aspects are not being like taken care of. I mean, you both in the house, you both want to clean, but she sit around nasty. You know, she just want to sit around and watch Atlanta Housewives when she get out of work and eat bags and Kit Kats on the couch, not do anything. Kids ain't taken care of, and this man is coming in and watching this every day, and he's communicating.
Or have to clean it up.
But the man,
and then he got to clean up. Then he got to cook, or she been at home since she got out of work, and then she calling back talking about, well, can you bring something home to eat? Well, you've been there 2 hours.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then,
it's okay sometimes.
But then, like, I know you get the calls. I know you get the calls. Be like, what's wrong with my wife? Like, why is she, you know, I can't get her to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to keep myself up, and she just letting herself go. She ain't taking care of my kids. She ain't taking care of the house. You know, but I mean, am I wrong? You get them calls, and then what do you tell that? I mean, what do we tell that man? You know, about that woman? Because you be like, she ain't on her job. So what she gets, she gets.
9 times out of 10, the man created the monster when he started dating.
Take care of
created the monster.
That's true.
When he started dating. So if I'm dating you and you don't have to worry about, I'm whining and dining you and this, and then we end up getting married and I expect you to change, you created the monster early.
That can be true.
That can be true.
But you gotta look at it like this: as a boyfriend or as a guy dating. Only thing I
he's supposed to do that though. If he's dating, he's supposed to take care of his woman.
It's parents and whoever brought you up supposed to train you.
Yes.
To be a woman, and just like we need to be trained to be men.
No, the reason why I said that because I had a friend, his wife, they had 4 kids at the time, and she started off, she was working a job, and she was working a job, but her check was going strictly to daycare. So they decided she stayed home and he worked.
That's a decision.
And so so now they got kids, and he come home on the weekend. With 2 days he off, he cleaning up.
Oh no.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. Sometimes we create the monster, and then we be looking for change, but we gotta look in the mirror first and say, dang, if she'd have kept working.
But that's the communication.
But she took care of the home.
Okay, but it's
He wouldn't probably
like,
no
that's what I was
problem.
about to say. Like, okay, so you're there. Yes, you might have created this monster in the beginning, but like seriously, like
No, I'm not. Yeah.
No, I'm saying like, you know what I'm saying? Like he created that monster. So now you're married, you got kids, whatever. Your man is out. Your husband's out working. He's making sure that household is good. You gotta come home to a nasty house. You gotta, I mean, that's.
When I say
no food prepared, like, come on now.
When I say nasty house,
and you
it's like she couldn't do nothing because she was too busy with the kids. That's how nasty the house was.
And see, when I only have 2 kids, but I just feel like, and maybe I'm just this type of woman, like there is no excuse, because when I left my ex-husband, I was a single mother. My house was still clean. My kids were still fed. So for me, it's like
medical needs taken care of.
Done. Like,
everything.
So I don't know.
Ray always say something to me. Ray always say something to me because I try to keep the peace. And the reason why I say create the monster, because the problem is to this point now because you didn't say something the first time.
Communication.
Well, let me back you up on that, because there are some women and some men that feel like when they have kids by you, they got you. They got you. So he could have possibly been saying, hey, pulling her to the side where it started out being nice. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I need you to, come on, I need you to clean up. I don't want to come home to the house looking like this. Right. I need you to get the kids squared away. I need you to go check on their rooms. I need you to make sure that they doing this, and make sure you go behind them, and make sure. And then, like, we know them people, they'll do it for a couple days. They'll do it for a couple days, and then it go back, and then it go back to
it's not them.
So and then you get to the point where I ain't even gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing.
But now the betrayal is
now it's becoming a betrayal, because now that person, now it might turn into betrayal,
and that's what
cheating, or whatever, anything,
right? Because it done built it up. It's conflict that's not resolved.
Right.
That's what I've been saying all along. Every relationship got conflict. I'm from mama, daddy, husband,
friendships, everything.
If you don't resolve conflict,
It blow up.
Just believe that relationship is walking on thin ice.
And conflict can be
Good.
It can be good because it can help you learn one another.
Help you learn each other
You know,
with
help you
y'all
understand.
expectations and stuff.
That's just like her and I. We definitely have been friends. We haven't been brothers like y'all have, but we have still been friends probably going on like 12, 13 years. We don't always agree. But guess what? We lay it out. We respect each other's opinion, and we move forward. We know where we stand at on certain things. But
y'all settle the conflict.
Oh yeah, it's not like always.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I think
that's the good. That's what people understand. You know what a lot of people say now? I heard, I ain't got time for the drama. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to talk about it. That means that kind of individual, you can't resolve anything.
Anything with that.
You can't communicate with those type of
right.
So if you can't communicate, guess what? You finna be
right, and they're not willing to look at it from another person's.
You know what I'm saying? They think you trying to argue and fight. It's not about arguing.
It's not that.
It's not about arguing and fight.
Understanding.
Yes, and I want you to know this is what I'm saying. I say what I mean what I say. So at the end of the day, I don't want you to, when I do hit that door, I don't want you to be make no mistake about it.
You already knew that was gonna happen.
I hit that door.
What man you always say, right? I told when I was married. Everybody say, so how long it took you to get over it? I say, I was in the foolishness in the house. Once I decided to leave, if I'd have met a girl on the other side of that door, that's behind me now.
Yeah.
It ain't mean no disrespect to her, but it was so much mess in the house.
But by the
time you left, like me, you have already done dealt with you and completely checked out of it. And that's when I left, I knew I was never looking back.
Why you in it?
Right.
That's what people don't understand. They think you just up and leave.
Right.
You just up and leave.
You already took
So I've been battling that. I'm trying to work it out.
I left on Memorial Day. Moved out on Memorial Day.
Find a straw.
What
What was the main, like?
I was fighting for my, people always say pray, and God will work it out. Everything, that's true. But it gonna work out in your favor.
Right.
Because God told me, I'm tapping you on the shoulder and tapping her on the shoulder. So, one of y'all listening, one of y'all ain't. So I just decided to listen. So one day we went to counseling, that was on Sunday, we went to counseling, and she was showing, when I say showing out, and then she messed around and said, God has released me from this relationship, from this marriage.
She said that to you?
I'm crying. I went to cry. So that thing, you know, I couldn't believe. I married, she had 3 kids when I married, so I ain't have no kids from her. So I'm not only married, you gonna take it on.
Yeah, you don't take all that.
And her kids, to this day, her kids still communicate with me.
Oh, that's a blessing.
And so, when we went home that day, that night, I was hurt. So I came in, I ain't gonna tell her how long had passed. I said, can I talk to you for a second? And she said, did you mean what you said when you said God released you from this relationship, this marriage? She said, yeah, I meant it. I say, well, he didn't release you, you still get the benefits. I'll be gone tomorrow. And when I said I woke up, I went around the house one time to get rid of that raggedy truck I had, and it was over. Then to this day, we cool now. I don't met a new husband, everything, we cool. But I knew at that moment, God had gonna talk to me and say, okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
But most of the time, when givers are in a relationship, you have done everything that you can think to do sideways. You don't reach out to people to get ideas and try to figure out. You don't went back to that person over and over again, year after year after year, trying to figure it out. And I tell anybody, kids may maintain a relationship, give it some time, but it ain't gonna keep nobody for a lifetime. That WAP everybody's talking about, it's a lot of WAPs out here. Right. That may maintain you a little bit, but that ain't gonna keep nobody.
Put pitchers of water to make it a water.
And I will say this, some people may know, some may not know. We all change every 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every 3 to 5 years, you change. I'm not the same person I was at 30.
And I don't want to be the same person I used to be.
You sure don't want me at 20. Cause I'm a fool with it.
But you was fine with that.
Oh, yes, honey.
I'm still fine.
She said I was.
I'm still holding it.
Okay, so along those lines,
But we real.
Go ahead.
We gotta, all of us have to learn to be flexible.
because either you gonna grow together or you gonna grow apart. Either way, you growing in a relationship. So with that being said, our big big boardroom discussion last month was over good fathers having a voice for their kids in toxic breakups. We all know them. Some of us have been through them.
And it's funny, he just said that the lady he was married to, kids that wasn't his biologically, still converse with him. That's amazing. And they wasn't even your biological. So that's
the type of
to you,
person that Isreal is. And he's been like that since I've known him. Like when I left my ex-husband, like we got married young, and I tell don't get married in your 20s. I was telling anybody because you don't even know yourself. More or less trying to bring this other person in that you got to try to figure them out as well. It's not healthy. Anyway, when I left my ex-husband, like I said, for the first couple years, I felt like a single mother. Financially, he's always provided. But I felt like a single mother because my kids needed more than just your money. They needed their dad. No matter what you and I were going through, they needed their dad. Fast forward, you know, my ex, to this day, and I'm remarried, to this day, he stepped in when my daughter was about 4 years old. She's 19. He is still there. I'm remarried, but he is still there. And it was so important for me to tell my husband, look, he's been there. That's dad. She know her father. She talks to her real father, everything. But that is dad to her. And I had to tell him, like, I'm not going to interfere with that relationship.
Right.
Because, and if you try, and I told him this, if you interfere with that relationship, I can guarantee you she's going to hate you. And honestly,
it ain't going to go the way you think.
It's not going to go the way that you think. And that's my child. So I'm going to ride with my baby when it comes to that. Like, I love you, but I'm not going to have my daughter hate me or whatever because you're the new person and you done stepped in and trying to take over a relationship. And he naturally let it happen. Like, she knows, like, my daughter just started really speaking to my husband like this year. Like, really would sit down and converse and talk to him. Before,
because she needs time.
But yeah, she needed time. So for like, and that was kind of rough. I mean, you know, like I'm the mom, but like I said, I interfere with this relationship, and he's still a part of my kids' life today. They can call him for anything, and he is there.
And that is so mature of you. And there are a lot of us that have that story. Do you know what I'm saying? Because when I was in that situation, I just didn't want to be his wife anymore.
Right.
I never said he couldn't be a father.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I had friends growing up that had been in divorces, and I saw how the mom and the dad went back and forth, and I saw how they used the kids against one another. So I never wanted that. I just didn't want to be with him anymore. But I was not going to stand in the way of that father-child relationship. So it was very mature. Now, although we didn't get along as grown-ups, the children were not a part of it.
Right.
They didn't see that. They never heard me one time.
They had his at the end of the day.
And I didn't allow people. Now, I didn't sit up here and say, I was like, you know, like, because I did my best not to talk bad about their father. I did my best and definitely even check family members. Like, what you won't do is put your negative thoughts or your onto my kids, because they're gonna form their own opinion on their father based off of their soul relationship.
Absolutely.
Not mine, because it was my situation. I was through with y'all fathers. Y'all had nothing to do with that.
All right, now people in the boardroom, we from two different places. You know what I'm saying? Texas. She up here in Florida. You know what I'm saying? So that thought process.
By the way, we are in Florida right now.
Yes. UnDivorceable doing Orlando.
Yes.
You know, but the thing about it is that mature thinking is out there. When you put the kids first, when you are thinking about the kids first, then all that grown-up stuff stays by the wayside. If you want to talk bad about her or you want to talk bad about him, go to somebody else's house where the kids are not in earshot. No kids are in earshot. Not their kids, not your kids, no kids. Because those are grown-up conversations.
Right.
You may need to just get it off your chest.
Right.
But the kids being used as weapons is a problem.
And I've seen friends, or not necessarily friends, but associates or other females like do that, and I'm sitting up here like it bothers me more so when it's a good guy.
Because most of the time they're only doing it to the good guys.
Right.
Those bum dudes, they just like, oh, he ain't gonna do nothing no way. But that good dude, they doing that too because they know he was a would do.
One of my friends-
And they know they the ones that messed up.
That's exactly what it is. Like one of my friends, his mom told him, and I just, was in the presence. I was like, you were so right. She was like, so many of these women that may have multiple kids, multiple baby fathers or whatever, they're so used to having a bad baby father or what you hear that you don't even know what it is when you have a good one standing right there in front of you, whether you're together or not.
Whether you're together or
They
not.
just don't see it. And it's just, I don't know, it's just craziness.
And it's just that separation.
Do you think that, like she said earlier, maybe that's how they were raised? They
But it
come
comes
from
to a point you know
They
better.
come from a background where they wasn't no
They don't watch
father.
enough TV.
So they don't know what
They
it
don't
look
read
like.
enough
They
books.
don't know what it look like. Some of that is true. Some of
Somebody,
that.
like I think it is, but like you said, like okay,
I think some
It's
people
just-
just like conflict.
oh
When I
yeah,
say conflict, I mean if everything is going okay,
Perfect.
it's perfect. You paying your child support. You picking your baby up on time, getting when you're supposed to, and doing extra stuff. Then you may ask the question, "Hey, can I? No, I need my baby here because we going here." And then all of a sudden, you the bad father.
Yeah, you
Oh, wait a
bad
minute,
father.
that's my time.
You don't want to, but it's a
Yeah,
competition. It's a competition, and it's a control.
If I
It's
get,
control.
if I get this gift,
Control.
if I get this gift, I gotta get a bigger gift. What? No, you don't have to. Or you get the same gift.
Or I won't let you get a gift. Show me up.
Yeah.
Or just I don't want to get
I
you
mean, I had
stuff like that.
situations when I
Just
left my
petty stuff.
ex-husband because he stayed in another city, and believe it or not, when we got divorced, a woman judge split my custody. So I had our daughter, he had our son, which is crazy in Tampa. This is where it happened at. So it would be times, like you said, the control factor of you knew my kids were my everything. You understand? So. Because you and I done bumped heads. I have literally, with my mom in the car, done drove to go pick up my son and get there. But because in the midst of, we done got in an argument, I'm in the parking lot, boo-hoo crying to get my baby. And he wouldn't let me get my baby. But it was a control factor.
Control.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, it felt like he was that toxic person because you wanted to hold that over my head because you had control over our son. I can't even say when I got my son, I can't even say like I wanted to so bad give him a taste of his own medicine. But who suffers in the end?
Exactly.
The babies, my daughter, my son, they suffer. And
Me and Isreal always have this thing in it, and I remember him calling me one day, and I told him my story. I said, I understand why some men say, I'm done. I don't care if
I didn't know at first.
I'm
I
done.
know now.
Oh yeah.
I don't care if I don't see the kids. I'm done.
I just don't
And
want to
there's
see
a beauty because sometimes that control issue, as a man, we're doing everything we possibly can. We're doing what we're supposed to do. And we want to be young. I know I go be young. I know he go be young. And I know you go be young.
Yeah.
Be young. And then you come to a level where I got to get my kid. I done drove 1,300 miles. And I show up and a cop get called on you. And you just standing there, a cop pull up on you. And as a minority,
You already know. So that's another
advantage.
Right.
So he looking at you looking at him, and you like, what? What's going on? I'm just knocking on the door. Ain't nobody even answered the door. Well, you're disturbing. You're disturbing the peace. So you looking like, well, what I'm disturbing? Well, somebody called the police on you from this house. And you like, ain't nobody even answered the door.
Wow.
And they trying to take you down there to think, who are you? I'm like, who are you? I'm just knocking on the door. It's time for me to get my son. I got these papers. Oh, well, you can't get him. That's a domestic issue. You have to go to court.
Now that's 1,300 miles.
So then you're looking like,
So now I gotta drive back home.
Now without 13.
Without your baby.
If I don't come back and get my kid, what they gonna say about me?
I'm sorry, daddy, come pick
And
you.
y'all don't have the short end of the stick in the system. Even if you're doing, I done seen it. Even if you're doing what you're supposed to do,
So
you catch the short end of the stick in the system because unfortunately, it's a lot of men that take care of their kids and do what they need to do, but it's also a lot of men that don't. And unfortunately, all y'all get grouped together.
And it's funny how you say about the female judge. We had went back to the magistrate, a lady at where she lived at, and she got mad. If you look at, she seemed like she got mad because I was right. She said, unfortunately,
This was a judge.
Unfortunately, Mr. Simon is right.
Wow.
And so and the whole time she talking, she's saying to me, y'all gotta put the kid first. We won't be going back to the paper if I'm gonna put the kid first. I'm really going back to the paper because she's trying to change something.
Yeah. I mean,
That's what people don't understand. That she think I use the paper as a tool. No. The paper,
your Bible.
Right. That's
This is
your
Bible.
agreement. This is what it is.
like me and Ray, if me and Ray don't agree, we go back to this paper. And that paper gonna make the decision for both of us.
Right. And you
It's
can't
not a tool.
argue that.
It's not a weapon. It's we don't agree.
What
Put the paper first.
Right. Bottom line.
You know we say that all the time.
What the paper say? And then you walk away.
It ain't no argument.
Nothing else to be said at that point.
But to Ray's point, there's so much stress for the good father. Now, I'm not talking about the bums.
Yes. Oh,
I'm not
yes.
talking about the bums.
Some
And there's plenty of good women
There's
out
some
here
bums volunteer to be bums,
who's
so they don't have to deal
No,
with
I'm
bums.
saying, but what I'm saying is, it's so hard. It's so hard when you try it and you have a toxic woman on the other side. Not only is she being toxic with the children, half truths, blatant lies. There's also the character assassination. Now, it's not only just in the system, like you said, sis. It's that character association now on social media,
Yes.
within the families. You know, they go into the other side family, test a lion on their part. They trying to jump out their furs, discredit characters and all that kind of stuff. Like, where does the guy win? And so when a lot of people, not a lot, but when some men say, you know what, I got to get my peace.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. When the kids get ready, when they get old enough to
Exactly, because at the end of the day, those kids
So what ended up happening, you start living your life worrying about that. And I made a promise to myself after dealing with stuff, and I love my daughter to death. There's nothing I would do for her. But won't nobody control my life outside of that, what I have with you, which is that child. My life that I got in Orlando, whoever I'm dating, I can't let that dictate. Because what end up happening is, because you're so focused on this, you're neglecting something else. Hey, like you say, she'll be old enough one day to say, Dad, I want to come to you. Let her do that. But I'm finna enjoy my life, because what end up happening, you missing out on your blessing. Because you're too busy still dealing with the person who broke up with y'all. You broke up with a long time ago, but you got a kid.
I told him that this last time because, what was it, last year, 2 years ago, my son was supposed to fly in to Orlando. I sent my mother. I sent her, I said, hey, go pick him up. I flew my mother into the airport. I get a call from my mother and she says, hey, he's not here. It's a turnaround flight. So my mother flies back. I get a call and say, well, the flight was delayed. And I'm like, the flight was saying it was going to be delayed, but it was caused of weather. But the flight actually landed on time. It landed on time, had about a 10-minute turnaround, and they just was loading the people on. So I love my son. When I make a promise, one thing I would tell people, if you tell your kids something, don't tell them nothing. If you don't know, don't say nothing. Show up and make it a surprise. So I keep my word. I got on the phone and I said, hey, son, I'm sorry. I'll be there tomorrow morning. And I called my brother. I said, hey, man, this went down. Old girl said the plane was late. Boom, boom, boom. He said, when you want to leave?
I said, what you want to do?
What you want to do? We had we had a speaking engagement later that night. So after that, we rolled. We got on the road by 12 o'clock at night.
Wow.
We rode
Mississippi.
Mississippi from here. Boom.
You turned around and came back.
We got to Mississippi. It's funny. Called. She don't even open the door. My son steps out with his bag, gets in the car. I was like, I told you I was going to be there, man. Sorry about the plane. This and this. Sorry you had to go to the airport and Nana wasn't there. Because I always put it on me. Right. Because I don't want to,
Right.
He said, Dad. We ain't even go to the airport. I said, what you mean you didn't go to the airport?
Right.
I said, the Nana was at the airport. He says to me, my mother did not feel like taking me. At that time, there's 4 cars in the driveway. There's a grandmother there, there's a stepdad there, there's his mom, and there's I think an auntie there. 4 cars in the driveway.
Wow.
So when I say I understand how people feel, and the only reason I am the way I am is because how I grew up. I understand not having your real father in your life because you didn't know. I understand having a stepfather in your life, and he was the best thing too. But when you were dealing with yourself as a man and you don't want your children to feel a certain way, help them.
You endorse them.
You endorse a lot of things. But that to me showed me the character of the woman I was dealing with.
It just confirmed.
It just confirmed.
This is the main thing. Most people, when it comes to the other person's parent, respect them. Respect their time. And when I said to him, she didn't respect your mom. That show you what type of person,
type of character woman she was.
She is.
Right.
She is.
Dad, I did not go to the airport. My mom didn't feel like taking me. And when he came back this summer, we were talking. I've never said anything negative about his mom. Never. Ever. When he stepped foot in, he said, Dad, I want to move back with you my 9th grade year. And I was like, what's going on? He says, well, I don't like the house I'm living in. No, I've never said anything negative. He said, every time you call, this is my son talking, every time you call, she gets an attitude. I said, what for? Did I do anything wrong? He said, no, sir. She just gets an attitude.
They can see.
So when I say kid hear and see everything, they form their own opinion. He's now 13, but he was 12 when he was saying this.
You can go get him now.
Yeah, as they get older.
As they get older, they're going to see who's real and who's not real, because they're going to see through all the habit. They're going to see who is who.
When they're younger, all they know, I don't get in trouble for this. Mama buy me this. Mama, buy them this. And then as they get older, they realize they need something more than that. And then that quality time. I always tell my daughter, you just like you spend time with your mom, you're supposed to spend time with your dad. And one day she gonna understand what that means. Because like I say, I do every other weekend. So like I tell her mom, it's hard to try to adjust something when I only get 4 days a month.
Did I just say that?
There's no.
I just told my son. I said, man, I got you 4 days out of 30 days. I said, your mama got you 26
some
days.
Some days it's
sometimes it's less than that.
31 days.
But if you get them at 6 o'clock, you gotta take them back at 6 Sunday. It really ain't even 4 days out.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
If I meet you at 6 and I bring her back early because I know she go try to be considerate.
Be considerate, yeah.
I'm still ain't getting her 2 whole days.
You're losing. You ain't winning.
And you know, people don't see that.
Yeah,
I'm
selfish. 4 days out of month, man.
For arguing over 4 days. You got 27 days. And I'm selfish because I'm arguing.
And then you want a trip when it's time for me to come get him.
4 days. No. What the hell? What do you do? How they call you selfish? You get 4 days.
Yeah.
They get 26. And she's trying to get something from 4. Who's selfish? You trying to get something from this?
And in reality, it's not even 4 because once you get up, you gotta drive to get there.
Yeah.
So both of y'all just driving to get back. Are you really spending time? You talking? You in the car hours just driving.
So my baby be like this here, baby.
See on that phone.
Everybody on the phone.
Yeah, put that phone down.
That would get me. I get 4 days. You get 20.
Now you multiply that 4 times 12.
No, we ain't getting nothing. Summertime, to me,
48.
all I want to do is see my daughter. That's why
48 days out of the
do all
year.
that fighting.
48 days.
I told the lady up front, all I want to do is spend time with my daughter. I ain't finna fight for how many days. I just want to see mine. Because it get to the point when you don't see them. So you don't care about all the extra.
Yeah.
Now I'm at the point where, baby, if I don't see her, baby, she'll call me and say, Dad, I want to see you because I'm tired of.
But that's what we're saying. They words on. You get to the point you start getting numb.
And then, like you say, because then it's like it becomes a control factor for that.
I told Ray the other day.
She's controlling everything.
Hey, my boy was gonna call her to do something for me, and he was gonna see if he can get her here. And he told me, I said, I don't care what it is. Do not ask for favors. Do not ask for favors. No, because you'll ask for a favor. Because when it comes to favor for me, it's like pulling teeth. Yep. But when it comes to favor, don't ask her no favor. I'm not gonna ask her.
You ain't gonna ask.
We not gonna ask her.
We ain't no favor
Now you
to
can't
avoid it.
Now you can't ask me. Cause I'm tired of being the one getting all the favor deal when it was my time.
Don't
ask me.
I went through a situation like that. We was getting ready to go on a cruise, and I wanted to take my son on vacation. So I'm doing the right thing. Hey, you gotta tell them if they gonna leave the country. Hey, I want to be able to get my son early this summer. Just make sure it happens. And I normally get him early for the summer. As soon as he got out of school, hey dad, I get out May 30th. Okay son, I'm done May 31st. Give your time, whatever. Ask your mom. I always say ask your mom. Because one thing in my relationship with her, we don't talk at all. My son he was 5, 6. We hadn't had a really conversation until he came back this year. A conversation. It's always been through him to me. And then I have to call her and then I get attitude. So I'm calling to talk about a kid, or I'm texting to talk about a kid, and you giving me attitude.
Yeah, the
And I'm like, yo, it ain't.
Do you think when women do that, do you think that a part of them is like they either realize they messed up, that they still care, that they still love, or they don't want to see you
succeed?
I think it's all. I think it's all.
All of them. 1, 2, and 3. Everything.
It's all what you said.
I'm like, cause if you don't care about that person, if you are done, you done.
You don't care.
It ain't no. You want to get your kid? Okay.
And they realize,
no, they miserable.
Man, I did have a good dude.
Right.
That's what.
Because they done been out here for several years, or
they with someone that's not up to par.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what happened. My son.
Yeah, that's what happened.
He said,
they done got trash now. They had a treasure. Now they got trash.
So,
yeah. I think that has a lot to do with it. When I see someone to do that, or I'm like, that's because you still care about that person.
And the thing about it is, they've realized that the guy don't care about them no more.
Because they are done.
And then, but they also know on that flip side that dude care everything about their kids. And that is the only thing. That's the only thing that they have to hold over them until that guy decides.
So I had not my situation, but a situation where family member, and Lord, I don't know if I should be talking about this, but it is what it is. Anyway, he's an excellent father. Excellent father. Man-wise, you know what you're dealing with out the gate with him. So you make that choice to be with him or whatever, you just know you're gonna be one of many.
Right.
You know out the gate.
But excellent father.
Excellent father. His baby mother decided one day she was going to, because my cousin never stopped. He raises his kids. You already know where I'm going with this. Decided that she's gonna go pick up the kids from the daycare, which she was allowed to because they
co-parent.
Yeah, they co-parent, or so we thought. She gets the kids, take the kids to a whole nother city. My cousin go to pick up his kids, they're gone. It wasn't her weekend to get them.
Wow.
What do you mean my kids are gone? Took them to another city. Where my kids? I'm not bringing them back.
Wow.
I had to tell this person, we gonna have to do things the legal way.
The legal way.
Because
put them people in a life.
we gonna have to put them in her life because, and I'm saying this because it's not my situation, because I would probably be ready to go blow something up if it was my kids. You understand?
And praise God, He had you for that. You
yes,
know what
I'm
saying?
like, to tell, like, listen, we gonna do this. We gonna do this the right way. This woman who still remarried, but still so in love with my cousin that she literally was putting all type of stuff out of here. Boom, bam, bam. Fast forward, my cousin gets his court date. Go to court. She tries to say, oh, I filed charges on him because I'm scared of him or whatever. But I had evidence. That's some stuff, you know, social media is everybody.
Social media is everybody.
Y'all so stupid. You tell everything on social media.
All your lives.
When I got the phone call, because I didn't know the stuff was out there. When I got the phone call, let me go screenshot everything. Not knowing that all this stuff was going to transpire. My cousin had to come handle some business. It was on the line. So he goes back to court because all he wants is his kids back. these kids have been with my cousin since they were born, twins. They have been with him since they were born. He is taking care. Them kids they got more than, they don't even need half the stuff. They got more than what they need.
Wow.
Went to court. Judge, now, because of course I don't put my cousin up on here go everything. While she trying to put you, so the judge, like, how you gonna sit up here and say you scared of this man and you're this, that, and the other, but you doing all of this stuff to push all buttons to get a reaction out of him, so that then you can get these people involved, and he looks like the bad person.
Yep. Exactly.
He got his babies back.
Because you can't fight your own words.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
the
can't
judge
fight your own words.
bring her husband into the court like, oh, he's just Mr. Macho, he's military, he's whatever. Judge was like, he don't need to be in here.
That's told you.
He don't need to be in here. He need to go. And the judge told that woman straight up, you still in love with him. So good thing he did send your husband out, because what the judge said was truth. You still in love with this man. You done took the only thing you know you can control him with, because he was done with you and your foolishness. But it was just like to see the level of griminess that some women go through. It's ridiculous. Like literally, and like I said, for the good fathers, I hate it for y'all, because y'all get the short end of the stick when it comes to that, dealing with the system. I'm just glad that my cousin, because if he didn't have the proof, right, in the pudding, those kids will probably still be with this woman that don't even want them. Like seriously, she doesn't even want them. She hasn't.
It's the idea of controlling him.
It's a control factor with the kids, and I can't stand women like that. That's ridiculous.
I'm telling you. So in going through all of that, we let those relationships go. In this new age dating, this is our final topic. So let's let loose. In this final topic, in this new age dating, what do y'all find about the new age dating etiquette? Like the behaviors, like you go on first dates with people, like what's proper? And what have you seen that has been the most improper foolishness? Like, what are we doing out here? Like, what are we doing?
I don't even know. For friends, so this whole new age to me of the dating through apps or whatever, I've heard horror stories from females about, so it's just I don't know, like I haven't dated like that, so it's kind of hard to.
I've been dating this one.
That's right.
And you gotta stay dating. That's right.
But I have partners
Right,
that I talk to on a daily basis. I hear some stories.
Yeah.
In particular, this one partner of mine, he goes to Saltgrass. He invited a woman, no problem. He got the money to pay for it, but he ordered, what he normally ordered, but
A reasonable meal.
Right.
But he noticed she take it up. You know what I mean? Then she ordered cognac gravy, which she found out which was not on the menu.
I never even heard of it.
He said, I never heard of cognac gravy. And not only that, after she ate some of her food, she get a doggy bag. So all she ordered, she's packing with her.
To take with her.
So it's not even like you even hungry.
Right.
See, he don't mind you ordering, but at least eat the food. Right. You know what I'm saying? So she ran, needs to say the bill was ran up, and that was the only so-called date. And that was it.
She was just
So after that, she was there for the bill.
Festivities over.
That's it. So after that,
Before she left out, she Googled cognac gravy.
I didn't know what cognac
I just heard it when I went to Georgia a couple weeks ago. I just heard it. I'm like, what is that?
Is it good? Did you?
I said, wow. So guess what? After that, no sir. The next chick, you next in line.
But most girls these days,
Get that out.
they say, what I heard lately is, I just want to be single for a while. So when you
Which goes back to that point that we talking about. They want to do what they want to do and still be revered the same.
They want to be. Oh, I just been chilling being single.
Okay. So that means
But you pay your own bill.
Pay your own.
No, but they want to date.
Let's go stag.
They want to date, but they say that. But on top of that, they want a guy to want them for them and able to take care of them. And like the works right now, dating a chick with kids is like, their mindset is like, their kids is actually
a part of the package.
them. So when you date, you gotta be able to take care of me and my 5.
Well, I think
and my get what I be
Wait a
thinking.
minute, I'm stuck on the 5.
Right.
Five, 2, 3.
First of all, and if you just meeting a woman and
Exactly.
she comes out the gate like that, you need to run the other
No, I'm just
way.
saying in the midst of dating,
That's what
that come
Oh,
up.
I mean, in the midst, like you can date for
But
a
the
while,
initial-
but as a woman, you don't
I
get to date
tell you,
with your
here's what I
kids.
tell
You
you.
don't get
First
to
date.
date.
I'm dating you.
Right.
You know why? Because I wish my daughter mom would be dating some dude and looking for him to take care of a child I take care of. That's the way I look at it.
But, no, but it's
We're talking
real. Right, initially, but, okay,
Because just think about what you bring to the table. When I meet somebody, I bring me and Kamara. Now, if I meet somebody who bring her in,
but. Entourage.
Right.
what I bring to the table may be, you know,
You bring this to the table.
but now you bringing 3 tables in to the table. So, like I say, to me, females these days, they're not thinking like, if I'm dating a dude or meet a dude, it ain't about what he can do for me. That's what most people, they ain't thinking about what we can do together. They think about what you can do for me. That's what I think.
And mine.
And
Some of a lot of them are right out the gate.
And you know, you're absolutely correct. And that's probably been around for forever, but I think it's more prominent now because of the times that we live in. Everybody is self-absorbed. Me. What can you do for me? How can you get me? I ain't helping you get nowhere, but how can you help me get to the next level in my situation? And it's not we. It's just people.
That is
Real selfish.
Some people want you to, when it comes to dating, they want you to be the husband. But you the boyfriend. You shouldn't be the boyfriend and giving you husband qualities.
Absolutely. And vice versa.
Vice versa. And vice versa with the women. I don't expect a woman to do what my wife would do.
That's right.
I'm being honest. So if I'm coming over there to have a good time, I'm not expecting you to cook. Now if you say, hey babe, I'm cooking, okay. But if I'm coming over there and I'm hungry, hey, I'm gonna stop by and get something to eat. You want something to eat? That's being considerate. But
that's what
if
this
I'm married to
told
you,
me.
hey babe, what we doing for dinner?
Right,
I
that's
can pick up
different.
something or we can cook.
That's different.
That's totally different.
That's
But it goes both ways.
But it
But
goes
like you
both
said,
ways.
it's because
Both
boy,
ways.
That's what I'm
this
saying. That's both
lady,
ways,
Miss
yeah.
Bennett, she's like, oh my gosh, she's probably almost 100 years old, but in her right mind, her and her husband were married for like 80 years, and she was talking to me and my husband. And that's one thing she was like, baby, don't make that mistake. We was already married, she didn't know, whatever. She was like, but don't make that mistake of ever giving a man wife qualities when you're only his girlfriend.
Absolutely.
Because what else he's going to expect? Like you don't have no commitment, no, you just boyfriend and girlfriend. You'll get too much of yourself away.
We talking about women say they queens, and
So I have this thing.
and we'll talk about it.
I think you're talking about that with Jay. My husband.
Okay, hold on. Come on, Brother Ray. Because I believe in kingdom treatment.
Okay, go ahead.
And I hate it. I actually loathe it. Have you ever met a queen?
Yes,
You have. You was gonna say yourself.
I am.
Right. So have you ever met a queen besides Queen Elizabeth?
No.
No. A queen catered was raised for a king.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
They were taught to jump, hop, skip when the king said,
Coming to America.
And she got a lot of
queens. But when they say, treat me like a queen, well, you mean you gotta treat me like a king.
Absolutely.
Because a king is the head of the household. You don't speak when not spoken to. I'm talking about a real king and a queen.
Yeah,
I'm talking about this new age.
Not today.
We're talking about biblical days.
Is a king taught to cater to a
No.
No.
And women be asking
King was never trained.
He was taught to maintain, be the king,
Run the
run the country, kill, do whatever it takes for the household. The queen also had more than one queen. I mean, I wanted one queen and concubines. So whatever you couldn't fulfill, I got Sarah.
But that's why
that's a real
about submission.
For women. But I'm not.
Women
so when they say queen, you gotta understand. You better go back in medieval time, and understand what a queen job was. That she did have power.
She did
have power. But
even
her
though she
power
was
was no high.
They wanted to control the king. And that's why I said when you say you want to be treated like a queen, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
Right, you want to be technical. You want to be technical.
My definition.
That's what I
That's right.
There you go. Okay, hold on. That's true.
You want to be treated. You want to. Let's put it like this. You want to be treated equally. You don't want to be treated like a queen, baby, because the king say jump, you gotta jump. The king say bring it.
I like my definition.
Go look it up.
Yeah.
Go look it up.
We like our definition.
Power and death is in the tongue.
No.
So power, life, and death is in the tongue. So you're saying stuff, and then a lot of people wonder, well, why you treat me like that? Because that's what you told. So you told God you wanted.
You got everything, but I'm like, I own the business. I gave my queen everything. But I want a little bit more. But you got everything you need. I'm not being fulfilled, and I want somebody else, so I can go get me somebody else. And you see that look. You see that look.
Yeah, but like I said,
so you see that look.
Our definition. I ain't talking about that.
You can't go with that
You
definition.
can't change the definition.
I think it's easy.
You can't change the
Only
definition.
Queen Elizabeth wasn't.
If a queen responsibility is this, we can't change it. Why don't you just choose to be something else? Choose to be something else other than that. That's what I'm saying.
Ain't nothing wrong with being queen. There's a lot of peasants out there want to be queen.
You gonna have somebody to control it. You just said you gotta change
A lot of
it.
people want to be queen.
Second in command in the house. And trust me.
Guess what? You do have power and influence.
Yes,
You
sir.
understand what I'm saying?
You do. You got all the power.
You got more power than what you
What you think? Oh
But-
yeah, of course.
Just when it comes to me.
You just, hey, you just not treating.
And let me think I got the power.
There you go.
But see,
There you go. How about
that's a
that?
true.
There you
Okay,
That's a true woman right there. When they never make their husband or boyfriend feel.
They respect them.
You
Right.
should.
That's probably
You
respect.
should. And
Exactly.
that
All day.
respect comes vice versa.
All
Because
day.
I want my queen or my woman to make sure to walk a certain way, to talk a certain way, because she represents
Behave.
Exactly.
Behave a
All
certain way.
day.
Behave a certain way. We know a boy that his wife came off the top rope on him in the midst of a group event. We like, oh.
Start laughing.
Yeah,
So like you don't work no.
you don't work
So
that
how
way.
you gonna be paying buying this and that and this in front of a group of people?
Oh no.
See, and that's to me, that's just.
I'd have been
Oh,
like,
she done lost all
hey,
Oh,
on the
all
leg.
That respect was gone way
that's
before that
what-
event.
Hey, all I have to do
Before
is
they
shoot
got
my shot. I'm in.
before they got there, but I'm just saying.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a
When she
place-
lose respect, that's a
She
wrap.
lost. She lost.
It's a
She
wrap.
lost it. She lost it.
She supposed to set the piano. He supposed to know color purple when he set the piano. Time to go.
Okay, so this has been a wonderful, wonderful boardroom. I thank you all for your honesty and your feedback.
It's been awesome.
So we're gonna take this out while we're gonna go around the table, and if we could give people what you would think would keep them from being undivorceable in their life connections, in their relationship life connections, what would you say? Right, we're gonna start with you. We're gonna go this way. Go ahead and speak to the people.
If I can give 5, you said 5?
No, one.
That's
That's that brother that give you one, you take yours.
Right. You about to speak first.
Be able to communicate honestly, and sometimes the other person may not like it, but if you communicate honest, and not use it as a weapon, but just honest, I think that'll take you, and be able to accept it, I should say. Communicating acceptance.
Excellent. I like it.
What would I say? I would say transparency is always really good in a situation. Just being transparent about your emotions, your feelings. I think that helps further relationships when you keep a lot of stuff bottled up. You don't want to get to that place where you just pop off and the person you're in that relationship is looking like, why? Express it, be transparent, be vulnerable with your feelings. So that's what I would say.
Excellent. PJ.
Well, y'all said some things I was gonna say, but I would say this. Sometimes you gotta do things you don't wanna do. You know what I mean? So in a relationship, sometimes you have to do things in order for that relationship to work. So get out of yourself and become selfless and not selfish.
That's good. Wow, wow. I would say be considerate of your connections. You know, everything is just not about you and what you want. You know, you have to be able to be considerate about someone else's needs. Not necessarily somebody else's want, what somebody wants, but what do they actually need? Because if I'm doing my best to give you what you need, then if you love me, if you say you have this respect and care for me, you should be willing to reciprocate that consideration. And I believe that helps with a lot of connections. Isreal?
And what you expect of someone, make sure you're willing to do it also.
Yes, sir.
If you expect somebody to treat you a certain way, make sure you treat them a certain way.
That's right.
That's right. Definitely, and I guess this all ties into what everybody has said, is just respecting one another, being in your communication, in your transparency, being able to do for one, you're expecting something of somebody else, be able to do the same thing for them. Like, just respect as a whole, I think, ties all of that together for everybody. So just say.
Excellent, excellent. Again, we'd like to thank everybody for coming, you guys. Great. And we would like to thank all of our staff that traveled with us here to Orlando to make this boardroom show happen. Thank all of our Orlando family. It has been a pleasure. We're going to go have some fun, and we're going to kick it UnDivorceable style. In the meanwhile, make sure that you hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment. You know what I'm saying? We want to hear from you. We want to respond, and PJ and I, we do respond. So PJ, take us out.
I'd like to say thank you guys again, and see you guys next time on UnDivorceable.
And in the meanwhile, we wish you love,
Peace,
and togetherness. Have a good day.